Hello, welcome back. My name is Purple Thunderbird and I honor the spirits that are supporting my self-expression in this way. Today I'm here to talk about my Woosperience with tarot cards and oracle cards. First off, I just want to acknowledge that some things are happening where I'm realizing I'm getting energies or messages that don't pertain to me. They belong to someone else, or it's a message regarding someone else. When I make this realization, the pressure gets released in my head and body. This just happened for the woman I kept coming to in my mediumship class yesterday. I was feeling low all day, and it especially peaked after class. And when I tuned in, she came to my mind a couple times, and then I realized that the sadness was actually hers. And when I made this realization, I had immediate relief. And just today I was watching a couple videos from Witch and Scythe and the House of Scry, and a mask was really heavily being referred to in a couple of those readings. And so this has been a real theme for myself lately. As I move into my true authentic self, I'm no longer tolerating wearing the mask that's been put on me by beliefs that have been cast on me. And a final reading showed that the being behind the mask was too big to be hidden by it anymore, which I felt aligned with, absolutely. But something was still kind of nagging at me, so I pulled a couple of cards for myself and continued with another YouTube reading, and it indicated my connection with my daughter. And then I thought, her mask is coming off and who she is being revealed as well. She's at the age where her personality is starting to shine through. And when I came to this realization, I felt instant relief. So the moral of the story is that my current stage of learning is figuring out what's mine and what belongs to others. I feel like I'm moving through some crazy energies. Anyway, what I really wanted to talk about today was tarot and oracle cards and my journey with them. So when I was young, I was given a small version of the Rider-Waite tarot deck. Didn't do much with it until I stepped across the deck much later while I was going through some old boxes of mine. At that time in my life, I was still going through a lot of turmoil and was stuck in low energy. So when I did readings for myself, my perspective was that the cards were giving me negative messages, and I would really spiral into the doom and gloom state of mind. Over the years, though, I kept with the occasional personal readings and acquired some oracle card decks as well as another tarot deck. The Thoth deck, which I find has a lot of heavy energy in and of itself, so naturally I had a hard time working with it, being under a very self-deprecation based mindset. But an oracle deck began to reveal some new info, particularly one of Colette Baron Reid's earlier decks, the Oracle of the Seven Energies. Of course, I had lots of trigger moments with this one too, but in following her and listening to the podcast Into the Wooniverse, I really started to embrace my mystical side. I have really connected with the woo side of things, if you didn't notice. So Colette Baron Reid really helped me to connect to my true essence as a mystic, and yes, I do identify by this term now. So it was primarily through her teachings that I've really truly allowed myself to be me and connect with my purpose in life. And for those who don't know who Colette Baron Reid is, she's an amazing spiritual teacher, intuitive medium, and entrepreneur guide. And it was through her that I took to doing more journaling on top of having worked the 12 steps, as I had been in that kind of program as a result of my drinking. It was really through journaling on the cards that I picked that I was able to work on a lot of my shadow aspects. Although honestly, it was through this plus many other mystical and cultural means that I was able to work through a lot of my turmoil. All very slowly, of course. I was still drowning myself in television and video games. I mean, my sun, moon, Venus, and North Node are all in Pisces, so naturally my coping mechanism is escapism. So it probably took a lot longer for me than it might for others to process everything, although I can't take away from my journey, or Spirit's hard work by saying that I regret any of it because of the divine timing of all of it that brought everything together to this point very nicely. And I honor that very much. So I haven't paid for any card reading classes at all up to this point, just taken free workshops offered by Colette Baron Reed, listened to YouTube videos and podcasts on the tarot. And when I've done readings, I've always referred to the books. I really do recommend classes though, if that's what you're called to do. I just like to do things the long, drawn out, and difficult way. Have I mentioned that my Uranus is in stellium with Saturn and Neptune, and that I have a contrary spirit alignment? Dun, dun, dun. Also, the cards have made me fall in love with astrology. That will be its own video, for sure. So the biggest recommendation that I have is not to take anything, especially the self, too seriously. The cards can seem like real downers sometimes, but you don't have to take what the book says too literally. Also, really filter the messages through the question asked. I have gotten seriously derailed thinking they were about other things in my life. Also, we have personal sovereignty. If they tell you something you don't like, you don't have to accept it. Or you can just straight up change your direction. So I've started to just feel out what lines and words pop out at me, and especially what parts of the images or numbers are popping out to me. And to trust that what's popping out is what's wanting to capture my attention. Trust. That's a hard one. That's the word that's given me a lot of grief over the years. Trust in myself, trust in my guides and angels, and primarily trust in the universe. Trust in letting go. All I have to say is to try to move through the existential crises with faith that it's all going to be okay. Not to stop the existential crises, because those moments are meant to shake us out of whatever it is that we're stuck believing. Feel your feelings. Feel the sadness. Feel the anger, because they're trying to tell us something vital to our growth. And when it gets to be too much, and I have to stress this because we don't want to fall into a psychotic break, we need to take it easy with this stuff too, because too much too fast can shatter us into a million pieces. When it gets too much, you have to ground yourself. Ground yourself by any means, which can be specific to each person. Popular ones are plant your feet on the grassy ground or simply lay on the ground wherever you are. My floor has been my best friend as of late. You can go have a shower, drink some water, do some visualization where roots from your feet dig deep into Mother Earth to her core and blend her energy with yours. Or go eat some of your favorite food. Go have sex if necessary, or whatever form of exercise is fun for you. Just get back in your body. Anyways, I love tarot cards and oracle cards. They have taught me so much about myself. I have done readings for others, but the most powerful readings I've done were for myself. And even more powerful yet, were readings from other certain people or YouTube channel, because I can really be blind to what the universe is trying to tell me, no matter how hard it's trying to get through to me. Like, sometimes I would rather suffocate than get back into the water. Pisces! But yeah, very powerful tool for me. 10 out of 10 recommend for personal growth. Thank you so, so much, folks. I love you, and may you find all the blessings that the universe has to offer. Miigwech!